rotate my phone.
You can't touch.
I thought she said to do it.
It is live.
Okay. Hi there. This is Beth Ennis at Sleepy Dog Veterinary, and I'm here with Nurse Sam. We are going to talk a little bit today about pulsed electromagnetic field therapy and how we're using it at the clinic. We have here Olivia. Let me see. Sam, we might not be able to see her gorgeous face. There we go. That's better. So Olivia is someone that you may have seen before in our Facebook Live. She has some arthritis throughout her body. Most significantly, we treat her hips. But as you can see with what Nurse Sam is doing, who is trained and certified in small animal massage, she's treating her back quite a bit today because that takes a lot of the effort in what she is doing in daily life. So right now we actually have Olivia on a pulsed electromagnetic field bed. Sam is going to hold up the little charging station and control center here. So we have this on loan from a company called Respond, and we're pretty excited about it. As you can see, Olivia, who is a pro at this because she has her own bed of a similar nature at home. A lot of animals are really drawn to it. When we put it out in our office floor, Sam's dog Bowie and my dog Andrew had a real nice cuddle session. It drew them both in pretty much right away. So that's exciting. So here, let me get in the camera a little bit. So while Sam is doing this, I'll talk a little bit about what this modality does. It's something that we've been using for a little while here at the clinic in the form of the Assisi loop, but that is one of the types of products that's out there. But it has been used, this technology, in humans since the 1970s, and it was first piloted and used for non-healing fractures. And in terms of small and large animals, both domestic and wildlife, they've been using it for at least the past 30 years. They being, I guess, veterinary medicine in general. So the question is, how does it work? It's all based around magnets. So the concept of electromagnetism means that currents are induced from outside of the body without even touching the skin. So there's a field around any of these PEMF products or technologies that you don't even have to be touching the animal for it to penetrate deep into the body. So magnetic fields everywhere are essential for life on Earth. So they're everywhere. We don't think about them a lot because we don't see them, but we can use them therapeutically. And so what happens is when you use a pulse of electromagnetic therapy near an animal or near a body, certainly would affect plants as well, but I don't know about that. But this triggers and speeds normal biological reactions. So that's where we use it in its therapeutic sense, is we want to speed and kind of double up the efforts of the body to do some healing. So cells, the building blocks of the body, are made up of many things, and one of the things that is really essential to their function is ions, so a positively charged little part of the cell, and the movement of the ions into and out of the cell is often how the cell functions on a very, very small level. And they certainly oversee all of the cell's processes. So if you have the stress of something like illness, something in the environment that is stressful, even aging, am I in your way?
Oh, you're fine.
This can affect the movement of these ions, these little positive charges, in and out of the cell, and they just don't function as well. She's so happy. So the PEMF, the pulsed electromagnetic field, helps out these ions, and it leads to a better cell communication and an improvement of circulation. So it ends up helping to decrease inflammation and pain and increase healing. So that's what we're going to use it for. And these fields, believe it or not, penetrate through the skin, the fur. If you had a bandage on, it would go through that, bone. And it's created by a coil that creates this magnetism, and we can produce a certain wavelength and a certain frequency that we have found to be most effective. And there's lots of interesting studies. The two companies that we work with are the Assisi company and the Respond company, and they both have really great literature and studies on their websites where I drew a bunch of information. So this is really exciting. With the Assisi loop, I believe the part of the impetus for using them was for post-mastectomy pain. Respond has been using their products, I know, for animals for arthritis for many moons now. The Assisi loop is a little bit more portable. So I'm just going to show it to you because I'm not going to use it at the same time as we're using Olivia's bed here because I don't want to overdo anything. But this is what it looks like. So it's just a simple ring and it's made of rubber. One of our most common questions is, how do I recycle this? And so Sam and I have figured out a way that we can send them in for recycling. But unfortunately, with this product, it has a limited use. So they usually estimate that it's about 200 uses in the case of the product. Each treatment takes 15 minutes. All you do is you press this button right here, and it starts flashing here. And while the animal is being treated, the light is flashing. When it's done flashing, or when the product dies at the end of its long life, then it will stop flashing. So as you can see, this loop is pretty big. This is the size of my hand. So when we started with Olivia, we started doing things like this, just placing it over her hips. The field for this actually extends past the loop they've found, but if you could picture an invisible kind of sphere around this that is all working. And some of our clients, including Olivia's dad, have mentioned that the arthritis in his hand felt better when he was using the loop on Olivia because his hand was in the field. So this is really nice. My cat Roosevelt, who was going to be our demo till I realized that Olivia was going to come in today, I put this in the bottom of his bed, so I know that if he's going to lay down here, he's going to hop on top of it, and I can treat his whole body that way. The great thing about this bed here is that it's going to be treating her whole body, and it also has two different settings, so we can do a lower setting while she's getting used to it and a higher setting over time. We also had one of our star patients when their parents were trying to figure out how to have the dog lay on the bed because he was a little suspicious of it. They put it in the car, which was genius because then every time he sat in the car, he was on the mat. But as you can see, I think you can see. Oh, maybe not. I'm sorry, Olivia. You're the best. It's kind of just a mat that is easy to clean. So we particularly like it during this COVID time where we are cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Right, Sam?
Right.
Right. So different things that the PEMF treatment can be good for is our most common here at Sleepy Dog would be arthritis and different joint conditions like arthritis. Things like intervertebral disc disease, we use it a lot for as well, both in the neck, so cervical pain, and also just spinal pain of all kinds. It's also really helpful for post-operative healing. So if an animal has injured, say, their ACL or their cranial cruciate ligament, we call it, but ACL in people, then they would have probably an improved healing process, probably speeds the recovery time by using that daily. Depending on whether you're using a mat or the loop, in our experience, we'll do more frequent treatments with the loop at the beginning of an injury or a treatment kind of duration, and then kind of go down to a maintenance. Often I find that a lot of our clients will actually get a good sense for when to use it and where. So if it's an animal who, like Olivia, has some discomfort in her wrists here as well. So sometimes, we would use it in her hip area, and sometimes we would use it in her wrists. And again, a good reason to use the mat if that's something that is affordable. The other thing that's interesting is that the Assisi company is now using the same technology but with a twist. So it uses it for helping with things like separation anxiety, which can, certainly is affecting a lot of our animals now. And as I think at some point when everybody goes back to work, we'll have to use some creative strategies on how that's going to work. Sam, do you have anything that you would add? I guess when we use the loop, we have, Sam usually sends home instructions on where to use the loop and how often, depending on the part of the body. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Anything else you want to say about massage while she's soaking it up? Living. If not,
I'm just kind of doing gentle releases, kind of holding specific areas of tension, which she responds really well to. I know you guys might have noticed that she protested to her toe massage a little bit, but I believe that that's important if it doesn't stress them out too much. And she's responding well to that. That's a point on her hip that's tight. Good girl.
Perfect. So after Sam is done with her massage, I'll do some chiropractic treatment and some acupuncture. And this is kind of the Olivia special that she's getting here today. So any questions on any of this, just leave us some notes at the bottom of the post here. And anything that you are interested in learning about next, I think our next Facebook Live will be in a couple weeks, and that will be Sam and I going through the thermography modality, which is a diagnostic tool looking at the heat in the body. And our product that we use is called Digitherm. And we are hopefully going to, due to some shuffling of some things in our clinic, we're going to be able to start using that again, which will make us both very happy.
Yes.
All right, guys, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Stay cool and enjoy your pets.